welcome to a podcast. We don't know what it's called yet with Keegan and Ryan. So this week we are talking about anime, and since I'm not into anime all that much, Keegan's gonna try to
So,
catch me up. So what do I need to see?
all right, okay. There's a couple good ones. I feel like you should. The first thing that comes to my mind is like Cowboy Bebop. That's definitely one you've probably heard about.
I've been trying to get into that.
Yeah, that one's
I end up getting busy, and I'm like never come back to it when I'm not busy.
yeah, it's okay. But Cowboy Bebop, it's like really interesting. It's been a while since I've watched it myself. I remember my teacher, he played a clip of a scene of it. Excuse me. Whenever we were doing an assignment of like how you had to view which angles and stuff. Cowboy Bebop's like a great example of like you like angles and such. But like it was confusing to me at first because when I watch my animes, I usually read the manga content first because the manga's going on longer. Usually it explains more, whereas the anime, they try to explain as much as they can, but they do it on a different level. Okay.
Yeah, like I watched the first episode, the first couple, and it is a beautiful anime, and and the storytelling's amazing. I just gotta get back to it.
Plus Steve Bloom's awesome voice.
Yes, the voice acting is superb in that series.
Yeah, Steve Bloom, he voices Spike, and oh my god,
his voice is awesome.
Yep. Yeah, Tsunami.
All right. 2000s kids out there, you remember Tsunami?
I don't know if it was like probably every night that it came on. I remember Tsunami when I was young. Came on every night.
For me, I remember it coming on every Saturday night.
Yep. Now it's back to Saturday late at nights now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's back to Saturday nights late at night, which is okay, but I don't like the scheduling that it's doing with Adult Swim. But that's just me. Anyway, okay. Moving on to next anime.
Next.
One, if you're interested in like monsters or something, this is one that's an old one. The anime is okay, but the manga is way better, I would say. And that's Rosario plus Vampire. Now, it's of course they were contracted to do 2 seasons. I know of. It's really interesting. The plot is basically from the manga and the anime. Basically, plot is this kid, Sukune Aono. He basically he gets an entrance exam to this high school and called Yokai Academy. Those of you guys don't know what yokai means. It means monster, I believe. Don't quote me entirely on that. I think that's what it means in Japanese, yokai. But it's called Yokai Academy, and it's basically a school for monsters, but he doesn't know that yet. And he meets this girl, and she turns out to be a vampire. And this was actually this was the actual anime. I didn't know it was an anime originally, but it was the first manga that I ever actually read about supernatural and fictional stories.
Yeah.
And stuff. And over time, and to be honest, guys, if you don't know it, it's a Shonen Jump anime as well. It's a Shonen Jump manga as well.
Yeah, one of my friends that I see every week, she's been trying to get me into Rosary and Vampire. I've seen the first episode. It's a really good series so far. I'm gonna have to watch more of it.
Yeah, like it's got like the quintessential like funny moments, or the quintessential like, oh my god, this is too weird sometimes. Sometimes it's like that, but story-wise, for the first season, and plus it's got 2 of my favorite voice actors in it, so that's why I've got to give it a number 2 spot for me.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Number 3. Number 3, of course, is Dragon Ball Z. Were you not expecting this one?
Yes, I've seen Dragon Ball, so I
Okay, like,
know a lot about it. So
yeah, I mean, like, I don't think you need to, well, you kind of do need to know. I don't think you need to watch
I,
every
I've
episode of
seen
it
like
now.
every single episode of Dragon Ball, so we can just
Okay, yeah.
skip
Yeah,
over
basically,
it.
and for those who don't know, Dragon Ball Z is the sequel to the original work Dragon Ball, which follows the story of Goku, and
Story
he
of
becomes
Goku-san, and he
Son
fights
Goku.
stuff,
Son Goku.
and there's a lot of screaming. Yes,
Yeah, a lot of screaming, a lot of key blasts, a lot of charging up. But anyway, despite that, how long it was it's still one of the top animations that I pick. Like, if people are still watching One Piece, they should watch Dragon Ball. Like, One Piece is like still going on, and I can't even watch it anymore because I can't keep up with it.
and speaking of One Piece, I haven't seen One Piece either.
All right, yeah, all right. That we'll save that for another discussion. But
Yeah,
anyway,
because
moving
it's
on
long, and I
to
don't really want to watch it because it's long.
yeah, it's getting long. But anyway, moving on. What's the next one I can talk about? Is really cool. Okay, I think I've talked about this before, but how about Sword Art Online? Have you ever tried that one?
I've seen a couple of episodes. Yeah, I like the premise. I like anything having to do with that kind of premise. Like you're in a video game. Uh, you're trying to get out of the video game,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
yeah, we've seen a couple of these, and one reference I want to say that Sao, I think I wouldn't say Sao took this example. It's kind of different a little bit, but the dot hack, originally a video game first, then they made an anime series. It was more popular for the games, but the anime was like how you got started. And dot hack is basically discovering what's going on inside and why players in the real world are becoming comatose, basically. But SAO is a little bit darker, if we all know and we all see. Now we know they die, they don't return to the game, but we don't
you
see
die
them
in
die.
real life. Yeah, you
You
die in the
basically
game.
die in
You die in real life.
You
Yeah,
basically die in real life. And because they have a new in that type of year when that MMO streaming system is released, they released a gear called the Nerve Gear, and it's hooked up to your brain. So that's a little bit far fetched. Well,
yeah.
not far fetched, in terms of like that's like going like above like supernatural and stuff like that. And the next thing you know, you're trapped inside, and I'm like, oh my god, that's just how do you can't log out. You're stuck. The only thing is survival. And like you have to if it were me, you have to be calm. You can't rush into things. You can't rush into dying already. If you want to survive, you got to work together. And that's what a lot of these people were trying to do. They were building guilds, but some people in the game, even in you see in the show, some people they didn't want to believe it. They just still thought it was a game, so they created a murder guild. Now I hate like what they call like a murder guild. Like I mean PKers, aka player killers. Now I've never seen player killers in like MMOs today. Like they just off you when you're in the middle of a field. I've never seen an MMO do that. That's just me. But I would not allow that in my video games. Like if I had that thing and people were killing people in the game, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to delete your. I'm the creator, and if you keep doing this, I can delete your account legally and forever. So don't even try coming back on as well.
Yeah.
I mean that's just me. Like because it's just kind of crazy. Like that, and that ruins the fun for everyone else. You kind of drive everyone away a little bit. But yeah, Sao.
And yeah, I've
Okay.
basically seen a couple episodes, like 5 of the show, and I like the premise, and I've actually written like short stories, but like of that same premise, but
Mm-hmm.
like it's cool. I like it, and I just gotta get back into it. But it's
Yeah.
like so many things now.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
4 seasons.
Season two part one is probably my favorite, just because it introduces a new MMO they're fighting in, basically the Call of Duty version. It's a
Yeah.
little bit of spoilers for anyone who has never played. It's a new MMO game that they're playing called Gun Gale Online. And basically, from what I heard from the information from the anime, is like the people that play that game, or in the show, I'm saying that in the show, the people that play that game get paid real in-game money that turns into real money for their account and stuff.
Oh, so it's like the currency can get turned into real money if you like kill people or whatever. Like,
Yeah, it sometimes goes to your bank accounts as well. Like that's what's crazy. That's some of the information that I heard.
that's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, but then everyone's gonna do it. So
I wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't mind either. I wouldn't mind either being in a virtual world doing that kind of stuff. But yeah,
Anyway, the next anime.
Next one. All right, next one. All right, this one is. I think we can all agree that we've all seen this one. I think Naruto Shippuden, I believe.
I haven't seen Naruto or Naruto Shippuden. So.
Okay. So basically, I'm gonna say if between Naruto and Naruto Shippuden because this is if you guys ever watch this anime and if you're feeling down or if you know someone that is like this, like basically I'm gonna go on. I won't spoil for Ryan here, but it's a tale about ninjas basically, and it takes you on such an adventure. You learn new things. You try to teach Naruto. It follows the story of Naruto, and he as well tries to change people as well, but not like he doesn't change them as like he kind of like inspires people. Like more people he meets, he inspires, and they want to believe what he thinks that he is doing is cool and stuff. Like, yeah, you can do this and stuff like that. So it's a lot like others, like keeping faith to their own ideas. And he wants today, and he one day basically wants to be recognized by everyone that he's not just some little punk kid, that he is actually someone who can be respected, who can be helped out with, who can be relied upon, and pretty much that's it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty much a long. I know for a fact, if you minus the filler in the original Naruto, it's about 117, maybe 117 episodes.
Well, that's what Shippuden basically does, right? With the filler, it just takes it out like Dragon Ball Kai.
Well, Shippuden, if you know which episodes you have to take out, then yeah, you can minimize the filler. But there's like 500 episodes in Shippuden, so.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna be like hard to do that.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's a site that's online, like
There's
for the Clone Wars.
Guide. Yeah.
Yeah, telling you which episodes to skip and stuff like that.
Well, all right, dude. I'm definitely gonna check Naruto out because people have been telling me to watch it.
Yep, it's good. It's the tales of a gutsy ninja, basically.
So, yeah. Is there any other anime that you would recommend, or should we move on to the next topic?
All right, I'll actually I've got one class. I don't know if Yu-Gi-Oh will count, but the original
watched Yu-Gi-Oh the entire original series.
Okay, my bad. I got one original one that might be good. Rinaru Kenshin. You ever heard of that one?
I can't say it, but Rurouni Kenshin, yeah.
Yeah, that one is one of my favorites.
I haven't actually watched it.
It's really interesting. When I first watched it, I didn't know what I was watching. At first, I thought I was watching like some old traditional samurai, and it turned out to be awesome. Now there is a reanimated. They took it, and I think they reanimated it. But watching the original is much more worth it than watching it reanimated and stuff like that, because they did some changes to the reanimation one. So watching the original is much more worth it.
Yeah. and I'm assuming like newer stuff too, like My Hero Academia and all that. I gotta catch up on that still. All of that.
So My Hero is, yeah. Let's talk about a bit about My. It's already in its fourth season, and if it's going to get a season 4. Now, season 4s are rare, in my opinion. Season 5s are extremely rare, but I normally see like seasons 1, 2. That's common for me. Season 3 is a little bit rare. Season 4 is rare. Season 5 is extremely rare for me for a season of anime.
Yeah. Like
Whether it's, yeah.
if you're Dragon Ball, you can get 9 or 10 or 11 now with Super, because it's
Yeah.
basically a continuation of Z.
Yeah, basically.
But
Just fix the story.
yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, I gotta go into some newer stuff, and I'll get there, but I
Yeah.
just gotta dedicate myself
Yeah. It's
to
okay.
anime. Only anime.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like My Hero is another good recommendation just because I think to me, at first I didn't recognize, but I first thought it was like Japan meets X-Men.
Yeah.
And in a way
That's
it's
basically
not it's basically it's not wrong, just telling a different story, just kind of weird and can be kind of dark at sometimes, but yeah. All right.
alright. Um I'm gonna pick the next topic, and
All right.
my topic is what games do we want to see remastered from like the PS2 era and the GameCube era and onward?
Mhm.
Like,
All right. All right, games we want to see remastered. Well, we've got a lot of good ones come. We had a lot of good ones come out. Resident Evil 2, the remake, was a big success. I felt like even when I played it in a theater, a dark theater room, and I was so scared because this game actually scared the living daylights out of me, and I was didn't know what I was going to expect from this. Now, I had played the original one, and I could see that, yeah, there was a camera stuck angle. You had to move to this angle. You couldn't really see very well and stuff. But, yeah, the hallways, the liquors, the enemies, even, okay, Tyrant was a pain. I admit, Tyrant was a pain to deal with. Because as soon as this guy shows up, he is just going to look for you all around the police station. It makes it more harder like that. And I don't know, Ryan, if you've seen any of the footage online of anyone getting chased by the Tyrant or something.
Resident
But
Evil 2, yeah.
yeah, he's a oh
I
my god.
wanted to play it, and I've watched a couple of like Let's Players play it
Yeah.
and streamers.
Yeah, I was like a lot of people were like when they saw Tyrant speeds down as he's like coming towards you. It's just so terrifying, which is great.
Yeah.
And another thing I want to mention about Resident Evil is the map system is really good. Like, I feel like that's always been great with Resident Evil and all with Capcom's video games as well. As the map system is always amazing.
Yeah. I
Capcom
feel
does a
like
really good
with
job
the
on that.
Resident Evil games, though, they don't like hold your hand, and you have to actually figure stuff out for yourself.
Oh yeah, you actually compared to 4 and to the other ones, well, the originals, yeah. I mean, 4 Resident Evil 4, I don't want to see it remastered, but I definitely think it's one of the best games in the franchise. And a lot of people, I think, have said it as well. It's the best game in the franchise.
Stop.
It's amazing. It's away from zombies, yeah, but it was like good, like you had Leon Kennedy, and we're obviously getting Resident Evil 3. We're obviously getting Final Fantasy 7, the remake. I would actually want to see. Can't pick Spyro because Spyro's already been remastered as well.
Yeah, Spyro Crash, Crash Team Racing already been remastered.
I'm trying to think. There's some really good ones that should be remastered. I would actually want to see Ocarina of Time. Now I know it's already been remastered technically, but I want to see it like
Oh yeah, like
so,
takes a Link's Awakening approach.
yeah, like that kind of approach. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I've always been a fan of Ocarina of Time, and I even though I've never got the ocarina right, the rhythms on the ocarina right, it's so hard to do. But the songs were really cool. The whole map system, the whole environment of Zelda or Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time was really great.
yeah, that would be a good game for Switch if they like. Oh, remastered Ocarina of Time, people would go nuts. Like
Yeah, like take elements of Breath of the Wild a little bit and add that into this.
people would just go nuts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But my game, like one of my games that I want remastered. Okay, these two are sports games, but I want them back.
Mm-hmm.
NBA Jam and NFL Blitz,
Oh,
both remastered.
those ones are good. Yeah, they're good sports games.
Both remastered on one
Yeah.
disc would be like, what? Get my money right now. Take my money. I'm in. I'm all in.
Yeah.
I would freak out.
Yeah. That would be really really cool. Like, I've kind of stepped away from sports games, but I still think it'd be really cool to have like a really really good like accurate sports game stuff.
Me too. Like I don't like Madden. I don't like. Well, I like
Mm-hmm.
NBA 2K a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
Blitz is where it's at, and NBA Jam is where it's at.
Yeah.
Like both of those would just be like mind blown. Take my money right now.
Yeah. Definitely. What's another good one that should be remastered? Hmm. Oh, this is tough. This is tough because there's so many good ones that are coming out that have been remastered and they're good.
I know one for you. The
Huh?
Dragon Guard series.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. You got a point there. Yeah, I'd love to see. You know what? I saw something. We may get a fourth one, and I hope to God we get a fourth one because I have
Cause,
been waiting
Cause
for a
I've
fourth.
never played those games. I want to, and I think a remaster of the trilogy would be really great.
Yeah, I definitely. I would love to see. I'd love to see more controls. Like some game, like yeah, hit combo, and there's a chain attack, and then it was pretty good. I loved it. I don't hate the series. I love the series. I love the dragon designs for the game and stuff. And I think what I love about 1 and 2 is that it kept the railgun system of like fighting. Like you were kind of loosey goosey flying around, which is pretty cool, but kept the railgun system. 1, I felt like did it the best when you had a boss fight. 3 kind of like just made you on a railgun system. Like you couldn't move around very much. You could like basically move on the screen and stuff, but you couldn't like completely dodge out of the way sometimes. Like you could dodge, but you couldn't like completely like fly a different direction if you wanted to. I miss that. I miss the freedom of flight sometimes.
Yeah, I would really like those games to be on PS4 because I want to play them.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe Square Enix will do it one day.
But anyway, I my next games are
But
these Star Wars
I
Rogue Squadron games.
yeah, you gotta be.
All
Oh,
three of
that's a
them.
good one.
Just like
That's a good one.
we need more of that type of game nowadays.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see them remaster. If they could, bring back Battlefront to the original. That was the best.
Yeah, get the source code for the original Battlefront 2 and
Yeah,
Battlefront.
I don't know what EA is doing. Like, I'm not hating on EA, but they're really like saying
Me-
that
Messing up. Yeah,
the only thing they're good at, to me at least, like even if I say this, I don't want to hate on them or anything, but the only thing I love about EA is Need for Speed. That's all I love about
and
it.
and The Sims.
And the what?
The Sims.
Oh yeah. The Sims. They do it. They did a really good job with The Sims. But I just can't like Star Wars. I tried the original Battlefront when they Battlefront 3 when they brought it to the PS4 with episodes 4, 5, and 6, and I'm like, yeah, this is okay, but I still feel like it's limited control. It doesn't feel real to me. It feels like I'm still like a robot,
Yeah.
and then that's my honest opinion. And
Battlefront 2 has gotten better. It's the better game out of the two. Yeah,
it's I'll say this, it's definitely got the hiccups out of it, but I still don't think that's where my money should go.
not neither do I. I mean, I bought the game and everything, but I haven't played it since.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Actually, I would love to see like remastered. Is Dragon Ball Budokai 3?
They've already done that though.
Oh, they have. Oh
Oh,
yeah, with Kakarot basically.
no. They on the 360 they had a Budokai, Budokai 2, Budokai 3
Oh, that's awesome. I
triple
didn't know
pack.
that. That's awesome. Actually, well, then again, I don't play on Xbox,
Yeah, I
so I
mean,
so I wouldn't know. But
you know,
yeah.
you know what? I really want to see the original Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Oh, that would be a great one. Like I haven't seen a Marvel versus Capcom style game. Like I would like to see a Marvel versus Capcom, much like Mortal Kombat X graphics.
I think just the original Marvel vs. Capcom 2, just like 4K and updated.
Yeah, it would be great.
And Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was like, eh. I mean, I bought it, I played one round, I liked it, but not that much.
Yeah, yeah. Like I kind of forgotten about Marvel vs. Capcom for a little bit. Like I didn't understand what it was at the time because I was little and I didn't understand what it was at the time, and I was getting new into gaming, so I didn't understand it. But I still like love Capcom and Marvel, so yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like, I would like that, like, genuinely. If it was like $15,
Yeah,
I
what's
would.
another? Yeah, because there's so many games. I can't think of. You know what? How about like no they can't do the Lego Star Wars ones because they make so much money off those.
They have those for PS4, so they have
Yeah,
the
so
complete saga, so
yeah
they wouldn't.
yeah yeah. So but the Lego games I feel like are really good. Um,
I'm a Lego Batman 4.
oh
I know
really?
this is I know this isn't a remaster, but Lego Batman 4.
I wonder what that one's gonna be like.
Um, you might not have heard of these, but I want to play them. Um, and that is Def Jam Fight for New York and Def Jam Vendetta. They're like fighting games, but they have rappers in them. Like,
Oh, fighting games with rappers. That sounds interesting.
it's like a rapper fighting game. Like,
That
I want to play this.
might be interesting. I'd like to see it. It's very yeah. Like you know what I wouldn't want. Oh wait, okay, no. I wouldn't want to see the Kinect dance games come back. I'm sorry.
Just Dance?
Well, Just Dance, it's okay. I mean,
They're still doing their dance games, dude. They do one
yeah,
like every year.
yeah, that's like crazy. It's like, I mean, can they stop? I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I don't hate them. I don't hate them entirely. The Connect is just really, really just
Well, they got like the VR now and like the PlayStation Move and all that.
yeah. As I would quote an old friend, props to Sony. They knew PlayStation Move was crap.
Yep, PlayStation Move.
That's that's I
Well,
think
they've
the
gotten
friend
a
that
lot better with PlayStation VR and everything. Like,
yeah, like the PlayStation VR. It's not bad. I think it's still like experimental in some cases, but it's definitely been fun with like this is one dinosaur one. I forget what it's called, but I've seen it and it looked really really fun.
that brings me to my next game. Um, the Time Crisis series in
Oh
VR.
yeah, the Time Crisis. Yeah, I remember those were originally arcade games, but I actually have one for the PlayStation 2, Time Crisis 2.
Yeah, because I got the PS1s and the PS2, so it counts.
Yep, Time Crisis 3. Yeah, 3. 3. I have 3.
So I would like to see those remastered because I want a good like gun game again.
Yeah, and I was surprised. You know, I was surprised to see this game actually in an arcade. So I was like, why? I didn't know this was a game that was just meant for an arcade. I thought this was on my PlayStation 2 only. That's weird.
They have it in movie theaters and such.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think they have it
and
in.
House of the Dead too, if we're adding that
You know what?
and
There's
Typing
this.
of the Dead.
There's this one. It's made by Capcom, but it's. I think it should really have a remastered or a remake. It's got to be Dino Crisis.
Yes, and Keegan, I have heard that they are going to do it.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm hopefully. I cannot
They're
wait to
gonna do
see.
it.
I cannot wait to see what it is going to be like. If it's going to be like Resident Evil 2, I'm going to be happy. If it's
Re-
going to be completely something else, I'm going to be happy.
Resident Evil 2, yeah, I think that's the best way to go about the game. Dino
Mm-hmm.
Crisis is if they like put it in like the same camera angles as Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, like third person. I definitely really want to see third person
Yeah.
because I think it just works. It worked for Resident Evil the remake. It's got to work for this.
Yep.
Because I know most of that map. No, I know most of the room systems. I wonder what it's going to be like. I wonder what the dinosaurs are going to be sound like. The game itself reminds me a lot of a movie called Carnosaurs. That's an old sci-fi movie, but yeah, it's dinosaurs basically in a concrete jungle. Basically, that's how I'll put it.
Yeah. I would definitely like to see, first of all, that movie. That sounds awesome. And Dino Crisis come back. Like,
It's actually a low, but it's a movie. It's a basically a low dress, in my opinion. About it, but to
yeah.
anyone who's had relatives that worked on it or anything or has been in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
So, I can't think of any more, dude. Like, my last game would probably be, um, shit. I don't know. Um,
Yeah, I don't know either. Like, there's so many ideas that I want to do that I don't know if it'll work or not.
Wave Race 64
Oh, dude, that
for
game was
this
legit.
for the Switch.
Oh, that'd be great.
Or one of the Rare games, but they wouldn't do that because Rare has Microsoft now.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like, if they came out with the Banjo Kazooie 3
Hmm.
or Banjo Kazooie and
Yeah.
Banjo Tooie remastered, like fully like ukulele, I think that would
Hmm.
be awesome. But other than that, GoldenEye, but they probably have to get uh licensing for James Bond. Plus, they've already done
Yeah.
that with the
Yeah.
PS3 versions and everything,
Hmm.
and the Wii version. Um,
Yeah, that's true. Right. Should we like think of another topic to talk about, or like?
yeah. Next topic. What do you got?
All right. How about this one? Like YouTubers or like people, content creators that we looked up to.
Yes,
All right.
I think
All
that
right.
would be awesome.
All right. Do we want to talk about the big one that you and I mainly have watched,
Smosh
or
games.
yeah,
Yes.
Smosh games? I think we can originally. I think it started back. I forget where it started back. Either 2011 or 2012. It started
Sure.
back when I was in high school.
I can look it up.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. But yeah, Smosh games. Well, Smosh originally, like when Ian and Anthony, they were the funny guys. Like I never heard about these guys. And surprisingly, like I think when they first started working on stuff, I never heard of them, and I'm like, I feel so bad for not hearing about these guys. These guys are funny as can be. And then they started to make a gaming channel for their stuff, and I'm like, oh sweet, a gaming channel. And then at the time, I didn't know what being a content creator was or being all that stuff until I got to college, and then I learned how to do all this stuff. And like now, I'm an art content creator, and I'm also basically a cosplayer as well. And doing all this stuff is just it's fun and stuff. But
Yeah, it
yeah,
is
like
fun.
yeah, I love the cast they had for Smosh games.
Cause it's
I,
not
I'll
the
get,
original cast right now, except for like Lasercorn and Zohinky, one of the two original members.
yeah, in case you guys are wondering, the original members, Anthony, Mari, the Jovenshire called himself the Jovenshire. I know his real name, but I won't do his real name because I feel like that's kind of betrayal. Sohinki and the Lasercorn, and they were the original five members, and yeah, they were the original five members that I remember, six members, I believe. Yeah, six people.
And
I remember,
Wes.
but yeah. Then later came on Wes the editor, or Wes IRL as he's now called, and Flitz, who are two of the funniest people that and but are interesting content
The
creators, I'd say.
buttons. I must press the buttons.
Yeah, Wes always. You guys didn't know that was the funny thing about Wes is he always pressed buttons, and like for a guy that was huge, like he was pretty okay. You know what? He was pretty good at everything. I remember, like I'd always see him win. I
Yeah.
remember.
Smash games was, man, that was like the best time of my life. Like,
Yeah,
and
like
Smash, you know, food battle and all that.
yeah, the it was basically Ryan and our childhood, basically. Yeah, of course we grew up a little bit. Like they were funny, and they were just they were just funny, and like they had really good shows. They had Sagnut, which was like they talked about like news, why we're single, which is like really why they were single, but and then they like were talking about weird things and stuff, like most disgusting characters, hate bad trends in video games and all that kind of stuff. And that actually I could agree with some of them on that. And even though like the companies or stuff like these multi companies and stuff, they won't like listen. It's just a video that they're doing. They're not doing it for like. But yeah, at the time, like I liked what they were doing, and then they started like changing their format. I didn't know they were changing the format for anything else, and then I was I was a bit surprised. Like, what happened to some of the shows? What happened to these 2 videos every single day? Did they change their format and stuff? And at the time, I didn't know this. I watched later, I think about a year or two ago. It was right when I left Ringling College of Art and Design in 2018, I believe. I saw a video pop up from that of a YouTuber I was following, the Jovenshire, and he was one of the original cast members on Smosh and Smosh Games, and he said that there was something that he's leaving Smosh, and I'm like, why are you leaving Smosh, man? So I listened to the video. I listened all the way through. It was basically the company that owned Smosh. Now, I was completely not aware of this at the time. I think most of us probably as fans did not know about, like, because I just knew them as a YouTube channel. I didn't know how they were getting money for their stuff, how they were getting paid for their stuff. I figured it had to have been a company or something
They
that
were
bought them.
going through Define Media. The
Yep.
MCN
Yeah,
known as Define Media, which I don't know if you guys know or not, is like closed down now and they're taking all their money. So yeah,
yeah, I was a bit surprised when I found that it was criticisms or anything. This is something that I just heard about. Like, I just heard that from the employees and such. Like, Defy Media like had basically canceled, and a lot of people I know are upset. As I'll put it that way, are upset that they did not get their money. And I don't know what happens. I know this happens with companies. These sometimes, like,
yeah,
they
it's
can't.
government loophole and like government bullshit. Like
Well,
yeah,
not really government BS sometimes, but there are restrictions sometimes, and they can't do like everything.
yeah. But
And
anyway,
like,
go
but yeah,
on with what you were talking about. What
but
were
yeah.
you?
Anyway, after that, I started. After Smosh was like basically like on a hiatus for a little bit. Their company was bought back by another company, I believe, if I'm correct. And yeah, they were the ones. But yeah, after that, I've always followed the original Smosh members, so Hinky, Lasercorn, and Jovenshire. They were kind of like my inspiration. Jovenshire was more my inspiration because he knew a lot about comic books, he knew a lot about nerdy stuff, geeky stuff, and I was a nerd and a geek, and I felt like I could relate with him. And I and he seemed like a pretty cool guy, even though he got a lot of back talk and a lot of smack talk from the other members on camera from his friends. Now I don't know if they were friends. Now I don't know if they were like acting on camera or not, but it seemed like they kind of treated him unfairly. But anyway, yeah, they were
No,
the
they're
one.
all friends.
Yeah, they're all friends
Yeah,
mostly.
I know Lasercorn and Zohinky are doing their own thing now. They were, but I guess the channel like didn't work out or something. So
Well, when you're being a content creator, you gotta have to kind of think what you're gonna do and stuff like that. I mean, the rules. It's not as this. If we look at it now, it's not the same as it was in the previous years of 2010, 2011, I believe, where you're just making videos for fun. Now you literally have to have a production for this kind of stuff. It seems pretty much like people are going to production. Are doing Patreon accounts. I'm like, what the heck is a Patreon account? And I'm like, and when I look at it, it's a way like, oh, you can subscribe to them for like about a month or $1 a month or something, and
you
you can
get
basically
extra
watch.
content and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not about that. I don't like to do that sort of stuff. Even as a cosplayer, I know some
Yeah, it's
cosplayers
kind
do
of
that.
like, sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. Even as a cosplayer, I know some cosplayers do that. Not all, but for me, I don't like to do that. I don't like. It feels like I'm taking people's money if I do that.
Yeah, I guess you would be right. I mean, it is taking people's money, but they're subscribing to you like on Twitch. Like, do you
Yeah,
think?
Yeah, but it also depends on how the subscription is on Twitch as well. Because like I see a free subscription, you can like subscribe to them, like
Follow.
follow them and stuff like that, recent follow ups and stuff. And then the subscriptions of like paying for that, and I'm like, thank you. I
Loading sound.
don't know how I should
No,
say
sorry.
that or anything, but yeah. All right. Moving on to the next one, I think this is a guy who I followed actually for a long, long time. I think we can agree. Well, his name is Felix, but he goes by PewDiePie. I think we can all talk
PewDiePie,
about him.
yes, yes. And even though he's done some crap in the past, he's turned it around and, he's a really good guy. And
Yeah.
I can see he loves what he does.
Mm-hmm.
And, with all the memes. And he
Yeah,
used to
he's
do video games, but now he's all into this meme thing and like
yeah,
meme review.
yeah. I think I've seen him grow from just being a. Well, I first watched him doing video game stuff, and he was just kind of silly, and he was just kind of funny. And then I kind of stopped watching him, and then I kind of heard that his stuff was not being watched for some time, and then I found out he got married, and I was like, wow, good on him. I'm like, good for him,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So yeah, PewDiePie is definitely my second content creator who I look up to, as well as like seeing that he has grown up, he has changed. Now, this is just I'm just kind of just going out my opinion here because I don't want people to flag me in the comments or anything like that. Like, hey, oh, you don't know anything about him. I'm like, yeah, I do. So if you got nothing nice to say, people, you shouldn't say it at all. That, that's our
Yep.
that's our go-to.
That's a
Hey,
callback to our unreleased podcast because the
yep.
audio wasn't working.
Yeah, yeah. When we were doing our first podcast, and all right, I named two groups or YouTube channels or content creators that you got any, Ryan?
Oh, yes, I do. And one of them you know quite well is Jacksepticeye.
Yep,
Jacksepticeye is
Jacksepticeye.
still making videos. I watch him on a weekly basis, not on a daily basis. Like, he is like my inspiration for doing YouTube stuff and
Yep.
Twitch stuff. And, Cinnamon Toast Can and, um, I'm trying to think.
But yeah, Jacksepticeye, he's really, really good, I feel like,
Yeah,
when he does
and
content.
Cinnamon Toast Can and, uh, I, I'm blanking here a little bit, but
It's alright.
I'm more into Twitch people now. Like, I'm slowly moving away from YouTube content. Oh, Brutal Moose too is also one of my inspirations.
Yeah.
He does like VHS reviews and game reviews. He does cooking stuff a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but yeah. I'm okay, I think I've actually got another one since he's also a Twitch streamer and a YouTuber. His Twitch and YouTube name is Murder of Birds. That's what he's called. And if I know his real name, but
I've actually
uh,
never heard of this guy.
okay, this guy, he does a lot of content for the show that Rooster Teeth does, the web series Ruby.
Oh yeah, he's like a thing executive producer.
This guy?
Yeah,
I don't
Who
know. I don't know. He's not. He's not an executive producer. No, he's
I have not seen Ruby either, so I'm gonna have to. Going back to our first topic for a minute, I'm going to have to watch Ruby all the way
yeah.
through.
Ruby, a series by Monty Oum. It's definitely well respected. It's definitely definitely something to watch. Definitely something to watch.
Something to watch. Okay.
It,
Murder
it's
Birds, anyway.
anyway. Murder Birds. He does a lot of Ruby reaction. He used to do a lot of anime. I think content on his channel, but now he's like switched entirely over to Ruby content, and he does like amazing like theories. Like before the next premiere of an episode, he'll like do a live stream on YouTube, and I don't watch his live streams because he records his stuff a week ahead. Now, basically, with Rooster Teeth stuff is if you're a Rooster Teeth first member, you can watch the episode a week ahead free, but you don't post it on YouTube until the following week at a certain time. And that's what he has done. He is a Rooster Teeth fan, and I know one of his videos has been watched by a bunch of the staff. It was the reaction. It was react. I won't name the video, but you can look it up on Murder Birds' channel. Um, his stuff is pretty cool. He does a lot of just Ruby reactions. Does he's got energy to like he's excited. Like he is a really good fan. I think he recently just hit 100,000 subscribers, and he got a recently a special YouTube plaque for it. Now he's been probably doing this for a longer time than Ryan and I have because we wanted to get started with YouTube, but we didn't know where to start, and
Yeah,
especially with
back in our high school days, we didn't want to start a YouTube channel. We just didn't know where to start.
yeah we yeah and things complicate sometimes. Sometimes things don't go well, and
Yeah.
you don't know where to start sometimes, and that's the thing. Yeah.
Anyway, um, my next one probably is like, yeah, like probably Rooster Teeth itself, like
Absolutely.
off topic and like uh the anime podcast, which they do. I know I've
Uh-huh.
been wanting to do that for an anime podcast for a while, but
Hmm.
this is not it. This is just generalization of topics.
Yeah, like
Um,
their stuff is really great. Like I'll add to that. Like they take segments from some of their podcasts and then they animate them, and I'm like, that's so funny, and I can see that happening actually. Like I would like it's just really funny. Like they have like different Michael. I know some and they're all part of Hunter. They're all part of that. They had Daniel Southworth who played Zuko, Prince Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender, which was pretty cool. I was like,
yeah.
he voices one of their show Camp Camp, which I
Oh yeah, Cam. I gotta see that.
yeah.
Definitely see
From what I've
that.
seen, it looks really good. It's just not the show for me.
Uh, yeah, and I'll do one more. I'll do kind of funny and kind of funny games. Both of them, like, they're headed by ex-IGN people, Greg Miller,
IGN people, yeah.
um, some other people. They do like gaming and talk about news and like gaming news
Yeah,
and stuff like that, and
yeah.
movies.
IGN definitely they definitely started. I first saw them on YouTube, and I was like, "Oh, this might be a news system," but no, it's like a entire channel that is dedicated. It seems like it's dedicated to news stuff and like related video game stuff. I've seen a couple of video game stuff they've done before.
Yeah,
Like
actual IGN is not what I'm talking about, dude. I'm talking about
oh,
kind of funny, which they like were
kind
ex
of funny.
IGN people that made their own thing and
Oh, yeah. I know them.
they've been like an inspiration to me as well, like with the podcast stuff and trying to get this going. And yeah, that's about all I can think of, unless you got a couple more.
No, I think that's all I've got as well. Like, I think that's pretty much all I can think of at the top of my head because, I mean, they're all really good. Like, if we can think about it, there's been some ups, some downs, but they've all been good. They're all respected in their own way. I feel like as content creators, like, I find it, yeah, it's hard to do. Like, you want to be like them, but you don't want to be them. That's the thing.
Oh, and I just thought of one more. I'm sorry. Double Toasted.
Yeah,
They
go ahead.
do like movie reviews and they do like
Mhm.
funny like news clips and like if people are doing stupid things, they make fun of it.
Yeah, that'd be a good like segment to do. Yeah,
Double
that's good.
Toasted. Go check them out. Uh,
Yeah,
anyway, it's time for a bunch of plugs. This segment we just plug our own stuff.
yeah, yeah.
So Keegan is Keegs Cosplay and Art on Instagram.
Yep.
He
Go
does a
check them
lot of
out on Instagram.
cosplay stuff. He does
Mm-hmm.
like Dante. He does this character called Lewis from Code Vein.
Mm-hmm. That's currently what I'm working on right now.
If you do not know what Code Vein is, it's a
But
anime Dark Souls game, but that's not what it is.
it is, I believe, in my personal opinion. But yeah. But anyway, yeah. Also, if you want to check out Ryan, he is go right ahead, Ryan.
Uh, Ryan Reviews 25 on Instagram. That's where I do all my movie reviews and stuff. I'm also on Twitch, Ryan Wolfgang, twitch.tv/Ryan Wolfgang, and YouTube. I haven't gotten my custom URL yet, so just look up Ryan Wolfgang or Wolfgang Plays on YouTube to get my YouTube
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And
All right.
let's do final thoughts. If you want to
Hmm.
like do anything, say anything, final thoughts.
I don't think I have any final thoughts or anything.
Just I don't know, just
Hmm.
give us some topics down below. Uh, any of our social medias,
Yeah.
Instagram, Twitter,
Yep.
not Twitter, because
Well,
we
no,
don't
no,
use
no,
Twitter.
not Twitter because I don't have Twitter, but
Uh, well, not Facebook either, because it's kind
yeah,
of personal.
yeah, it's personal.
Basically, our Instagrams and the comment below. I'll
Mm-hmm.
set up an email for comments, questions, topics, if y'all want to get in on that.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been the first episode of whatever this show is.
Yep. If we can come up with a name with it, but we will.
Ryan Keeg or Keegan RY. Anyway, I've been Ryan Wolfgang. This has been Keegan Keeg's Cosplay and Art. We'll see you in the next one.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
Bye. Hang on, I gotta shut
Bye.
off the recording.
All right.
Bye, guys. We'll see you in everyone.